Hi. War Thunder in Arcade, featuring the Russians again. I got my Yak 9T more heavily upgraded. It was basically stock when I said it was a piece of shit, and now it's almost fully upgraded. I'm going to fly it again, and I'm going to re-explain why, even now that it's fully upgraded, I still think it's a piece of shit. Compared to the Law 5s, it's just, well, the Law 5s themselves are very good planes. Ugh, Russia. Russia at Tier 1, especially at the early reserves, are just monsters. Then you get the Ishak and the Chaika, and they get even better. And then you get the Lag 3, and they take a pretty massive downward drop, but they gain cannons at rank 1. And cannons at rank 1 are fun. So even if the planes are garbage, they have cannons at rank 1. And then you hit Tier 2. And the Russians still have pretty devastating cannons, but some other nations now have rather devastating cannons as well. And the Russian aircraft don't actually gain maneuverability, they actually lose all of it. Whoops. And, well, so now they're not very maneuverable. They still haven't picked up a lot of speed, so they're still not exactly fast. The Law 5s do climb like crazy, and they do make reasonable energy fighters. The Yaks don't climb like crazy, and they don't make reasonable energy fighters. Which means the Yaks kind of get screwed. They can't turn very well. They can kind of turn, but not very well. They're kind of quick, but, I mean, the only thing they can outrun is just zero. The Spitfires will outrun them. They're that slow. Whether it depends whether you think Spitfires are fast or not, but they aren't. Not in the early tiers, at least. But they're fast enough to outrun the Yaks, which kind of screws the Yaks. Obviously, they can't turn with Spitfires. They can't outclimb Spitfires. Which means what is their only option against Spitfires? To go ahead on and hope that they can make their ridiculous armament work. Which sometimes they can. And often they can't. So, basically, Russian aircraft comes down to two things. How stupid are your enemies? Are they dumb enough to let you kill them? And how good of a shot are you? Are you good enough of a shot to kill them when they make stupid mistakes? That's basically how the Russian aircraft play. Which works fine at Tier 2. Because at Tier 2, most people are pretty stupid. And as long as people are pretty stupid, you can kill them pretty easily. And then all of a sudden you get dropped into Tier 3 with the Yak 9T and the later Law 5s, and people aren't quite as stupid as they used to be. You still run into plenty of stupid people, and you'll still be able to massacre those stupid people. But every time you run into somebody who isn't stupid, you tend to die painfully and quickly. We're going to get the Spitfire while he's looking, hopefully. Hopefully my accuracy will not fail me. This is going to be a pretty high deflection shot, but I'm good at deflection shooting. And we got him. And see what I mean? If that Spitfire would have turned into me, he could have made himself a difficult target, denied me any shot at him, and then he could have massacred me. I would have tried to dive away, and he would have ended up chasing me and catching me because the Spitfire outdives the Yak 9. So, well, the Yak 9T specifically. The Yak 9 I'm in right now. The later Yak 9s, I don't know, I haven't flown them yet. So, playing a Yak 9T it's basically an exercise in how stupid are my opponents. Are my opponents stupid enough to let me kill them? Oh, and it's also about stealing kills. Gotcha. See what I mean? Yak 9T, kill a stealer's dream. And this Yak 9's gonna derp after that B-25 because that's what Yak 9s do, they derp after bombers. And me, being slightly smarter, I'm gonna derp after him instead, and then that Focke-Wulf 190 is going to massacre me. Well, it's a Yak 9K, not a T. Alright, so the 190 isn't smart, and the 190 is not going to massacre me. Me and the Stuka are going to get him. This is ridiculous. Don't expect this to happen often. Well, actually, you can kind of expect it to happen often, because people are pretty stupid. I just happened to stumble into an idiot Tier 3 match, which isn't that uncommon now that I'm thinking about it. There's a lot of stupid people at Tier 3. So we're going to put everything we have into this turn. Bleed a lot of speed doing it. But it's going to let us get inside, it's going to let us take shots at him. Because it only takes one. We're going to pull away from him I'd rather not get myself killed. This probably isn't going to turn into the best game I've ever played in the Yak 9T, but it's looking like one of the better ones. And every single person I've killed, I didn't get to kill because I'm a good shot. I didn't get to kill them because I'm a good pilot. I got to kill them because they were stupid and they gave me a shot. If they were smart and they didn't give me a shot, I wouldn't have gotten the kills. It's that simple. Where's that Stuka? I think it's oh, it's below me. I think it's the Derp Stuka. I'm making sure he isn't trying to come after this bomber with me. So this is... Yak 9Ts are actually pretty good at this. They're actually properly good bomber hunters. I prefer the Aerocobra, but the Yak 9T will work as well. How many does it take to kill a bomber, you ask? Usually one. When it's me, a lot more than one. And of course he's gonna dive because he's a bomber. Scheisse, I'm gonna just derp these last three at him, then I'm gonna go after someone else for a little while. I think they should put the bombers' breakup speeds in so they can't do this. Just so you know, most bombers would rip themselves in half at about 300 miles per hour. So, you know what? No, I'm gonna kill this guy. I am. I mean, I'm not complaining because bombers have one tactic that they can use, even if it is a stupid tactic. I'm actually gonna grab the fighter because I prefer to grab it. No, I have enough speed to catch him. So I'm gonna suicide after him. I mean, I'll ram him if I have to. You're gonna die, fool. Oh, I got his tail control. That's what happened when you get a bomber's tail control. I think I jammed his tail control on. And I just got myself killed. Because I got nothing on this guy. What is he? He's a Law 5. Yeah. Well, I mean, if he's a bad shot, I can probably do this for the rest of the game. Come on, buddy. Alright, we're gonna try something desperate and screwy. I can outturn the Law 5s in Aerocobras. Not that easily, but feasibly. It's fully possible to outturn an Aerocobra in a Law... Or in a... To outturn a Law 5 in an Aerocobra. So let's see if the Yak 9T with its landing flaps can do the same thing. Gonna drop back to combat flaps. I've given up too much speed. It can. The Law 5 is the worst turning plane in the game, apparently. Gotcha. Okay, so the Yak 9s aren't that bad of turning aircraft. It turns out the Law 5 is, as I suspected, the single worst turning plane in the game, with the single obvious exception of the Thunderbolt. That was absolutely brutal, and someone finally stole my kill with the bomber that I had pummeled the shit out of. Someone finally got around to killing the poor crippled guy that couldn't pull out of his climb. I got him stuck in a climb. It's so funny when you jam a bomber's elevator like that. Does make him a somewhat difficult target, though. Alright, we're gonna go after the 109. They don't turn very well either. Oh, I shouldn't have just reloaded. Oh, didn't realize that was an enemy. I can't outturn a Yak 1. I definitely can't, but we're gonna give it everything we've got anyway. Just try and get... Oh, I ran myself into a wall. Alright, well, that was that was a mistake. Alright, so the Yak 9T can turn better than the Law 5. I've always known the Law 5 was one of the worst turning planes in the game. I didn't know it was that bad. Alright, so the 185, the aircraft that's legendary for being able to outturn Spitfires above 500 miles per hour. which it can. Well, not in reality, because in reality it actually did have a control stiffening like all aircraft, but in this game it still doesn't, which means it can turn at high speed like it can at low speed, just like all aircraft used to be able to do back in the old days of War Thunder, before control stiffening was introduced. Why they put this game in without including control stiffening, I don't know, and I don't care. All I know is if you're fighting one of these in a Spitfire, don't dive, because if you dive you'll build speed, you'll lock yourself up. Not a lot, but a little, and enough that he will be able to outturn you. So just don't do it. Yeah, I'm gonna hit him one of these days. Oh, all those right in that left engine. Oh, I got his pilot! Did that count as a kill? Was that in time to get a kill? Was it? Was it? Was it? There'll be only a kill on the 185 if it really did count. I don't think so. Did I get 5 kills with the Yak-9? So basically, I'm taking back all of the mean things I said about the Yak-9 last time, about how it can't turn it can't climb. And I'm restating them because they're all true. It can't turn, it can't climb. Yeah, I didn't get. Oh, well, I got 5 with the Yak-9. It's a really bad plane. As a plane, it's terrible. The only aircraft it can outturn are Law 5s and possibly Yak 7s and Thunderbolts. And that's pretty much it. Every other plane in the game can outturn it. A Lightning. A P-38 can't outturn it either. A Lightning should be able to, but not yet. They still haven't quite gotten its flight model straightened out fully. But, so as of the moment, Lightnings, Thunderbolts, Law 5s, and Yak 7s. Yak 1s will outturn you in your Yak 9. And I'm pretty sure the Yak 3 will as well. The later Yak 9s should as well, but you aren't going to run into those as long as this is the highest tier plane you have. So of all the planes you can run into, there's not a lot of them you can outturn. Pretty much none of them you can outrun. You can outrun Zeros, and I'm pretty sure that's it. In theory, you can outrun Aerocobras, but only at very high altitudes. At low altitudes, the Aerocobra will outrun you. The Aerocobra will also outclimb you. And again, most aircraft will outclimb you, or at the very least match your climb rate. So basically, you're a plane that has no aerodynamic advantage to exploit, but you do have a 37mm cannon of generally one-shot kill, unless I'm the one firing it, in which case it's at least a 2-shot kill, usually more. But yeah, it has a high enough rate of fire and reasonable accuracy, so you can make those shots. So long story short, if you're fighting a Yak-9, just don't let them get in range. Unless you're in a Zero, in which case they're fast enough to catch you. You're one of the only planes that they can catch. In which case, just outturn it. It's not that hard. They turn very poorly. Not quite as bad as a Law 5, but not a lot of planes turn as poorly as a Law 5. There we go. Yak-9T. It's a very bad plane, very good gun. The gun is so good, it can actually make up for being a bad plane. But only against stupid people, so don't be stupid. Don't let these planes be overpowered, because they're not. They really, really aren't. And I know showing you a video of me going 5-1 is a bad example of it not being overpowered, but trust me, it just isn't. It's only overpowered against dumb players. With that said, you know, dislike away.